Since the last update in Throne of Liberty, Dagger has become insanely powerful with what appears to be a bug with thunder bombing and your bonus damage. Since the last updates, you can get this bonus damage well over 500, upwards of 600, nearly 700 when you consider temporary boosts. And what's absolutely crazy about this is you can go around one-shotting people, even tanks in PvP. And I've got proof with testing how this works. So what you need to do is have your inject venom on the lightning infusion spec. Therefore you can get Thundercloud stacks on your target. And then you can use brutal incision with the Thundering Bomb spec. And then for every stack of Thunderclouds you have on your target, you're going to deal 100% more damage on that additional hit. With this crazy, what appears to be a bug, your bonus damage will apply to every stack that you have on your target of Thunderclouds. So what that means is whenever you hit your target with Thundering Bomb, it will gain an additional boost of 21 times your bonus damage. And on one cast, this can hit twice due to offhand attacks. On crossbow, you throw in detonation mark, and that damage is increased by up to another 80%. So this gets rather insane when you start scaling up these values with a min-max build. Now, to gauge how impactful this is, we've done some testing and looking at the actual damage formula to confirm that this is how the math is working. I'll leave a link below to it. But let me explain. I will just bump my bonus damage back to its max here on this scuffed thrown together build, just what I had readily available, and we have 325. And you can see when we do our basic attacks, we get a damage value of 724 on our critical hits. And you see correctly here we're getting 724 using our statistics with a rate of 325 bonus damage. That's working as it should. We can then check with our Thunder Bombings without any Thundercloud stack. So we can enter Stealth to guarantee a critical hit because you can see how much crit we gain. And that's, well, a heavy attack. We're going to do that test again real quick. And we get a value of 1,958. And you can see via the formula, this works as normal. Again, with just 325 bonus damage as per our character stats. Nothing out of the normal here. But now, when we throw in the Thunderclouds and we look at that extra hit, which is the 43% plus 14 of base damage, on the very same build, we'll all of a sudden see a hit equal to 13,700. And using the math on this, we can see it is dealing over 220% more damage than it should. Because you see the bonus damage, it is being multiplied by 21 instead of just 1. So we are getting 20 more hits from bonus damage, which is absolutely nuts when you consider that this can hit your target twice per cast. And that's bonus damage, which means it completely mitigates anybody's defenses in PvP. Bonus damage completely ignores defense, endurance, skill damage resistance, critical damage resistance, heavy damage resistance. All do not apply to bonus damage. The only thing to counter it is damage reduction. So if you catch somebody off guard without all their damage reduction bonuses stacked, you're going to absolutely nuke them with this because all that damage is unmitigated, and this is only at 325 bonus damage. You can get a build with easily over 500. This is without even the Brute Slayer set included in this, and without Nature's Power. So you're getting well over 600, and so if you have 650 bonus damage, you're going to deal over 13,600 damage per hit of Thunder Bombings. And again, that one hit can be an offhand attack and get boosted up to 80% with detonation mark, which would result in nearly 50,000 damage that only comes from bonus damage, which again can only be mitigated by your damage reduction. So that's absolutely insane, and you will be getting one shot here if you don't have enough weaken resist to resist all the Thundercloud stacks or enough damage reduction to mitigate each stack. So yes, what this means is that anybody running Dagger on a Thundercloud bombing build with a bonus damage setup is going to be absolutely broken. This doesn't have to be a crossbow dagger. This could be Ravager. This could be Infiltrator. Anybody who can effectively get these Thunderclad stacks on the target and then be able to Thundering Bomb them. And I have indeed went and tested with a lower amount of bonus damage as we showed at the beginning. We can see a hit of 1910 with our Thundering Bomb without any Thunderclads, and then that is still over 12,000 here when you have 20 Thunderclad stacks. You see that 12,726. These other hits, I did trigger offhand attack. You still get that base attack, 1910, and this checks out with the calculations, still having 21 times the bonus damage. That's 20 times more than it should of your bonus damage. Absolutely insane. If the devs are paying attention to reports, maybe we get a fix next week, but otherwise have some fun. If you've got a bonus damage build, you can go out there trolling in PvP and just nuke people. I'll leave a link to my quest log here. This is just stacking pretty much all the gear you can get with bonus damage, along with having some decent evasion, decent crit and hit chance. But yeah, on a crossbow dagger build, and this would be kind of the skill setup you could use. Of course, there are plenty of alternative options which can be great too, but this would just optimize being able to put those Thunderclad stacks ASAP on the target and then just being able to bomb them. Completely nuts, and I don't know how the devs messed up this formula. It does not seem intended whatsoever. As it's not extra hits, it's simply just a 43% plus 14 and then a damage multiplier of 100% per stack, which does give it a multiplier of 2000, but because the original hit is really small, you generally, in a normal case, only hit like 10,000 with this ability, maybe 15,000 on a min-max build. But again, that can be up to ×4 with offhand attack and heavy attacks. So overall, just be very aware of those dagger users. They could be out there easily nuking you. And thanks all for watching. Once again, very special thank you to all these channel members for your extra support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now. And yes, to any of you doubters, I have gone and tested Thundering Bomb with 20 Thundercloud stacks without any bonus damage, and we can see this is correct with the formula. We were getting exact amount of damage in game as expected, again without any bonus damage. We have 20 stacks, we can see 537. That's off by 3 points on my calculations, probably due to some rounding, but that goes to show without bonus damage, yes, the damage formula works correctly. But then when we do throw in the bonus damage, this is indeed getting multiplied per Thunderclad stack. I can do some further testing on this. We can check, say, at just 10 Thunderclad stacks, at 15, and I can add these here. You can check back later if I update that and do it. But yeah, I'm very confident with these tests, with the formula, and this guy's initial report led me on this train of testing it, just to make sure this works and it's not just some guy who's pissed that he took a bunch of damage from a crossbow dagger.